In a News 24 report, the Electricity Minister, Dr. Kgosientsho Ramokgopa, says organised crime with links to the infamous KwaZulu-Natal construction mafia has infiltrated Eskom's procurement division. He claims insiders and outsiders are working together to defraud the company. Now, the minister further says the people who breathe life into these cartels are inside the power utility. We're now joined by Rafadi. Bizz traces forensic investigator, and he's also conducted an investigation into one power station to Eskom. Calvin, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Do these revelations by the minister shock you?
Good evening, Bongiwe, and good evening to your viewers. No, indeed, they don't shock us at all. But, you know, there are numerous cartels within Eskom with the help of the employees, and this definitely doesn't shock us.
You've done work looking at, some of the claims of corruption at Eskom, and when one reads your report, what is, uncovered there is quite startling. But is it the first time that you hear of the alleged involvement of the construction mafia?
Yeah, first of all, I think we need to break it down as to what is the modus operandi and why is it alleged that they're saying a construction mafia. Now, what happened in Eskom, most of the so-called buyers, which are the employees, and then there are contractors, which are the outsiders providing certain parts or delivering coal or maybe perhaps oil or any other components whatsoever. Now, what happened is, you get a purchase order. Once you are on the database, meaning you've got a vendor number of Eskom, you get a purchase order from the buyer to say, can you please supply a particular component or whatever, what have you. Now, sometimes most of these so-called contractors, they do not have money. Now, they opt to go and lobby some funds from other business guys and even illegal business forums for that matter. And then you end up finding them that they will be sharing the profit at the end of the day. And then once they are seen communicating with those particular syndicates or construction mafia, then one can easily come to a conclusion to say they are linked with the underworld or even with the construction mafia. But at the end of the day, that's why we always say procurement issues, the corruption, follow the money. You follow the money.
And, you talk about following the money, but is government and, those who are in charge at Eskom, are they following this money? Are they doing these investigations in the manner in which they're supposed to be done? And I ask you this because we saw the SANDF being deployed to Eskom to, safeguard the infrastructure there. But one hears very little about what is going on to try and clamp down on this, on these issues of procurement.
Look, the troops of SANDF, they are just there to guard the outside of the power station and just to patrol, maybe even within the areas inside. But like we say, follow the money in the procurement. Now, what happens there in procurement? Some will call it a white collar crime. There's manipulation of purchase orders and goods received, because you only get paid after the goods has been received. So, but what we are saying again, it's the government, they've got the capability and they've got the resources. Like your SIU, part of the organized crime in the Hawks, where they even subpoena your financial intelligence center to follow this money. Now, if an employee is earning above their means, and then you submit even their ID number at Financial Intelligence Center, they can come back with an analysis to say this person is earning X amount of money, but is overspending or he's receiving other kickbacks whatsoever. Even as far as to money laundering in the casino, they can pick up this particular scenario.
There's, of course, what you're raising, the questions around the SIU, which is already investigating the Hawks as well. But crime intelligence should also be asked some difficult questions about this.
Yes, look, crime intelligence, they can even go as far as being on covert operation, meaning they can even penetrate those particular criminals and then find out what is the modus operandi to that effect. And then upon completion of all the gatherings of their reports, they must hand it over now to the organized crime, which will be the DPCI or likes of the Hawks, now to verify what they've gathered. But it is also becoming very difficult of them to even penetrate into the likes of national key points. But in the structure. That's why there's vetting processes whereby state security has to even deploy some of their members to even be inside the power station and understand the modus operandi of this particular syndicate.
Calvin, why is it then difficult for them to penetrate? Is it an issue of simply not wanting to do it, or is there more at play?
Look, there's political interference, and then, I mean, we've seen there was an issue about some 500 million that was paid in a short space of 3 months to do the covert operation, real-time investigation within Eskom. And then we heard from the Eskom themselves, I think it was the head of security, telling Scopa that, you know what, we don't have the trust in the police and we don't have confidence. That's why we even went into the liberty of even procuring this particular security company to conduct the very same job that was going to save Eskom money and was to be conducted by the state security and your net joint under the presidency's office and your the likes of DPCI as well.
Calvin, it sounds like yet, another long way to go before even this is dealt with. And even now, layers are being added around these cartels and all of that. So quite a lot of concerns. And at the same time, South Africans are still experiencing rolling blackouts. And we reached out to Eskom and they said that they're not commenting at this stage, but certainly not letting this one go. We'll continue to monitor it. That's Calvin Rafadi, Bizz Tracer's forensic investigator.